Page Employment has been matching great people with great jobs right here in the state of Maine since 1945, making Page Employment Maine's oldest employment service. With that kind of experience, you can trust Page Employment to find the right job for you. We take the time to listen to your needs. So if you're ready to work, we're here to help, and there are no fees. Come see us today. Page Employment, 185 North Main Street in Brewer. Call us at 991-9615. As the years go by, we all learn a little bit along the way. For the past 57 years, Page Employment has been matching great people with great jobs right here in the state of Maine. We think we're starting to get the hang of it. Selection without service would be like sunshine without the warmth. Our jewelers have the experience and the tools to renew, repair, or even create jewelry with the warmth of real quality. We're Quality Jewelers. Browse in our new, larger location across from the Fleet Bank building on Exchange Street in downtown Bangor. Hey, you hungry? Why don't you go to Angelo's? You know, it's over there next to Radio City. He's got the best food in town. The stuff's delicious. He's got spaghetti, he's got lasagna, he's got salads. You know, you gotta stay thin like me. He's got about 1 million items on the menu. You know why the food's so good? Because the owner's there all the time. He's got great pizza. Best pizza in town. 942-5553. 942-5553. Angelo's Pizzeria. Over on Hammond Street. Oh, it's the best food around.
Here at Cameron Stadium with Coach Tom Hines from the Cony Rams. Coach, thanks for being here this evening.
No problem.
Big game tonight, coming off a big win last week. How was that win last week in the last minute, as you were telling me earlier, going to maybe motivate your kids to play this game this evening?
Well, last week was a big win for us. It was our third in 4 weeks, and after starting off 0-2, so it was nice to pull off the win. As you know, we scored in the last minute to win the game, and you know that might have gotten into the playoffs. We'll see with the Crabtree system. You don't really know,
right.
But as far as motivating them for this week at Bangor, with all the tradition and all the respect we have for them, one of the best teams in Maine, we don't need a lot of motivation to come up here and play.
Now, I was assuming that defensively, one of your big concerns is Bangor's speed on the offensive side of the ball. What are you going to do maybe defensively this evening to try to contain Prentice around the corner?
Yeah, well, we think we play a defense that actually we do pinch our outside linebackers. We line up very wide, so teams don't really run toss on us very much. They run around the ends, and we think if Bangor's wants to run the ball against us, we're going to force them to go tackle to tackle.
Perfect. How about on the offensive side of the field? I know you've been having some issues with rotating some quarterbacks in and out, but even the young kids have been playing well for you at that position.
Well, yeah, we try to take some pressure off the quarterback position this year, with us, and we line up in a double wing offense, which has a lot of misdirection, and the linemen are toe-to-toe, so there should be decent protection when we throw the ball. But we actually haven't been proven that we've been very successful throwing the ball. It's something that if we're going to be able to compete with the Bangors and the playoffs of the world, we need to be able to throw the ball more successfully. It's something we're working on.
Now, for this game this evening, what do you think is going to be your key? Whether it be on the offensive side or the defensive side, what do you think is the major thing that your team has to come through with this evening to be successful?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think whenever you play a team that's a quality of a Bangor, we want to be able to be competitive, and with the schedule we have, we play the Darings and Skowhegans of the world and the Mountain Blues, so we know who Bangor is, but we gotta have a lot of courage, gotta fight and execute, and keep the defense off the field a little bit, move the ball, control the ball a little bit, and don't beat yourself. Obviously don't try to turn the ball over against a team like Bangor. You're in trouble.
Coach, thanks for being here tonight, and good luck to you.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Standing here with Coach Mark Hackett from the Bangor Rams. Coach, off to a good start this year, 5-1. Big win last week, against Lawrence. How do you think that's going to translate in this evening's game?
That was Waterville, but Waterville
I'm sorry.
that's okay. It was a big game for us because Waterville had knocked us out of the playoffs last year and ran all over us. And their key running back had 225 yards last year and he had 30 last week. So we're excited about the way we played defense. Offense put up some numbers too, but they struggle a little bit at times, but that's okay.
Yeah. Now, I know you don't have any trouble getting your kids excited for a game, but how about a game tonight, homecoming? How are the kids looking this evening?
They look great. The charisma of the school this week, they decorated the halls today. They had a big rally. If they're not excited to play today, something's wrong with all of us.
Now, how about defensively? What's going to be a key for you defensively this evening?
Well, the defensive front, it sounds like a broken record, but if the line doesn't stay low and come off the ball, their nature of student body right and left, they'll get us on roller skates and they'll push us downfield and break some big plays. But we've trained them, and we're very tough up front, so we expect we'll have a good game.
Now, offensively, of course, your bread and butter all season's been your running game, but Cony does do a decent job containing the outside, and of course, that's one of the things that you like to do with Mike Prentice is get him out on the wing. How's that going to be for you offensively coming in?
Well, they look like they have an 8 and 9 man front, so we gotta keep pounding them and hope we break some big ones. But they'll make some big plays tonight. They're very aggressive on defense.
Yeah. Now, lastly, Coach, this evening, what do you think the big key is going to be for you this evening? Whether it be offense, defense, what is one of the things that your team has to do well?
We have to perform in the kick game, and the offensive and defensive line have to play the way they can.
Right. Well, it's going to be a big game for you tonight, Coach. Sitting 5-1 at the top. We hope. Good luck to you. Good luck this evening.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
Now.
Nice talking
See
to you.
You too now.
There are times in our lives when the future just shines. Finding the right job is part of keeping that shine in our lives. Page Employment has been matching generations of Maine's great people with great jobs in a friendly and courteous manner. Let us help you find your dream job.
It's the Ceramic Hot Sale at Carpet One of Bangor with hot savings on quality ceramic tile.
There's never been a better time to buy ceramic tile for your home.
Get hot savings on Dow tile, Ceramica Uno, or Rotzi tile, starting at $1.49 a square foot.
Take advantage of this special financing.
Plus, no payments and no interest for 6 months. All ceramic tile is backed by Carpet One's good-as-gold 1-year replacement warranty. When it comes to flooring, nobody does it better than Carpet One of Bangor.
Good evening and welcome to Page Employment and Seaboard Security's Game of the Week. Tonight, the Bangor Rams host the Cony Rams here at Cameron Stadium. Tonight's game is being taped and replayed on WFVX Bangor 22, Cable 10 on Tuesday, October 21st after the Baseball World Series. We got a big game here for you this evening, folks, here at Cameron Stadium. Not only do we have a good matchup between two Ram squads, but we have homecoming here this evening, Howard.
Yes, we do. Bangor has got 18 seniors that are going to play their last homecoming game for the Bangor Rams, and we're looking forward to a entertaining game tonight.
Now, talking to Coach Hackett before the game here, Howard, he mentioned something. They're going to do a little bit of something special for the seniors. Instead of introducing either the offense or the defense, they're going to introduce all 18 seniors before the game. So I think that's something special for their fans and family to be able to see this last game here at Cameron.
Very much so. It's going to give these guys something to remember their last homecoming game. And they'll have this game available to tape and pass on to their future kids.
Just put it on mute. They won't have to listen to us talk. Now, we've got, getting to the football game itself here, Howard. We've got, two Ram squads, Cony and, also Bangor obviously going against each other. You've got Bangor 5-1 sitting on top of, their standings. One funny part about that is, we did a game here a couple weeks ago. Bangor, handled Skowhegan quite, not necessarily easily, but 17-0, and Skowhegan's a few percentage points ahead of them. That's kind of a funny situation they have here with the heel points and the point settings.
Very much so. And Bangor definitely showed up that night. They defeated Skowhegan 17-0 and kind of set the tone for the season. And we look for great things from the Bangor Rams at this point.
Big win last week for them. A nice win against Waterville, 21-0. was that type of game that you can't really get a feel for what's happening the whole time. But Prentice ran wild for another big yardage game. Anytime any win is real positive. Obviously for an 8-game schedule essentially.
It is, because face the music, all that matters is what's in the win and loss columns, and anytime you can put a victory together, that's all that counts.
Bangor sitting 5-1. Homecoming. You can't get excited today. You probably can't get excited at any point, but I'm sure there's going to be no problem. Bangor comes in here firing. On a regular type of game. On the other side of the ball here, Howard, with Cony. Cony comes in this evening, 3-3. Trying to solidify themselves a spot somehow in the back door of that playoffs. Talking to Coach before the game, he said that the big win that they had last week, the win they had last week over Messalonskee, they scored with the last minute left of the game to beat Messalonskee 7-6. He's hoping that's going to be some sort of catalyst for him coming into this game against Bangor.
It's a good way to start the season and try to put something together here and go down for the playoff run. They're a junior, sophomore dominated team, and by the looks of their team, they only have 40 players on their roster, so they're very short-handed compared to the Bangor squad. So what they've done so far this year should be commended with the amount of players that they have, and obviously they have some talent over there to at least be in the playoff hunt.
Absolutely. I think their line play is going to be a big key this evening, Howard. They've got some returning people on the line, and they've got Mr. Whitlock on the line. Is a two-time All-PTC second-team line selection, coming down. So they're going to be doing some good things on the line. Now, one of the things, obviously, that has to be a concern for them, or at least something to watch in the game, could turn out to be a positive as well, is their quarterback play. A couple weeks ago, they had, their starting quarterback go down with a concussion. Talking to Coach Hines before the game, he said he is all right, so you might see some reps this evening. They did use a sophomore at quarterback that did a commendable job. And he also said he brought up a freshman off the freshman squad who did a good job. So they've got three quarterbacks that you might be seeing this evening.
3 quarterbacks, and the mention the freshman that's for Cony is the coach's son, only freshman on the squad. So that says something about his talent, or the lack of depth that Cony has, with its upperclassmen.
Something about coaches' sons. They always turn out to be a quarterback and be a promising one.
Well, that's true. Kind of helps to have that edge if it's available.
Now, this is going to be a game tonight, obviously, that is going to make a big difference for either one of these teams. Bangor, if they come out with a W, that makes them 6-1. One more game left in the season. Solidifies themselves not only a top spot, but you got to swing either between 1 and 2 there with Skowhegan. So you're going to go 1 and 2 likely again. They got to play the game next week. But now you've got Cony, looking for a playoff berth. If they can get this game against Bangor, it's not just the number of wins. We just briefly touched on earlier. It's that heel point standing, the point standing. That in Bangor, obviously sitting 5-1 would be a big win for Cony.
Oh, it'd be huge. It would definitely move them up in the playoff picture. I foresee Bangor to come out and really put it to Cony and kind of set the tone. But you can't take anything away from Cony. They're 3-3. They have 3 common opponents with Bangor, and they've beaten them as well. So I can't really say they're evenly matched, because they're not. But I expect Cony to come out and give everything they have. So Bangor's going to earn this victory tonight. There's no doubt about it.
Again, we don't want to give them the W before they've won it, but they're obviously going to be the advantage, the favorite. But one thing that makes high school athletics, high school football, obviously right now so intriguing and so exciting to watch is the human factor. And these kids come out, they play their tails off, and everyone likes to root for the underdogs on occasion, of course, unless you're a fan of the favor. So I think we're going to have an interesting game here this evening, and a good one at that. We're going to break. We're going to go down on the field. We're going to get the seniors all introduced. We'll come back and we'll get this thing rolling here at Cameron Stadium.
Bangor High School welcomes you to Cameron Stadium for tonight's homecoming Pine Tree Conference football battle between the Rams of Cony High School and your Rams of Bangor High School. Let's meet tonight's lineup. First, the starting defense of the Cony High School Rams. Starting at defensive back, a junior, number 7, Chris Gay. At strong safety, a senior, number 21, Ricky Brown. At linebacker, a senior, number 23, Ryan Goldhammer. A senior at defensive back, number 26, Troy Pierce. A sophomore at defensive back, number 32, Alan Goldhammer. At linebacker, a senior, number 36, Chad Tobias. At linebacker, a sophomore, number 39, Dylan Shaw. At nickelback, a senior, number 47, Miles Whitlock. At defensive tackle, a junior, number 53, Kyle Pullen. At tackle, a sophomore, number 75, David Sanford. And at defensive end, a junior, number 84, Corey Darrell. Cony's head coach is Tom Hines, assisted by Nate Rendy, Bruce Doherty, Robbie Vachon, and Fred Searcy. This is the last regular season home game for the following senior girls cheerleaders. Bangor High School would like to thank them for an outstanding season. These seniors are Ashley Bayless. Next is Tara Bennett. Followed by Tara Codwell. And Abby Good. Kelly Chabray, Sarah Glacier, Lindsay Hill, Amanda Level, Becky Rogers, Sarah Maynard, and Tiffany Sutherland. Tonight will also be the class of 2003's last home regular season football game. These 19 senior football players have had an outstanding career here at Bangor High School. They have displayed great dedication and talent in all of their endeavors. We would like to honor these young men by introducing all 19 seniors. Number 2, Tyler Heber. Kurtzman, Lance Fenimore, John Tennant, and Mike McBrennan. The head trainer is Mr. John Ryan. Tonight's officials will be the referee is Tim Kenny, the umpire is John Keith, the line judge is Mike Wilson, and the head linesman, check that, the lines judge is Jeff Thurlow, and the head linesman is Joe Glenn. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem, which will be performed by the Bangor High School Band under the direction of Mr. Scott Burdick. The colors will be presented by the Bangor High School Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps.
The year for Bangor, and also their homecoming game. Now I imagine the intensity and the feelings are going to be running wild out there this evening.
You got that right. This place is starting to fill up, and you know, Bangor's going to
Coach, before we leave, agree to play by the national rules that are set forth. Appreciate it. Thank you. Excuse me. Gentlemen, Mr. Kenny will be a referee tonight. Let me introduce the championship crew that will be refereeing with me tonight. Mr. Scott Heath will be your umpire. Mr. Joe Gallant will be your linesman, and your line judge is Jeff Lewis.
Good luck, guys.
Okay. A couple things we'd like to go over. First and foremost, congratulations on being chosen captains tonight to represent your schools and your community. Secondly, during the penalty enforcement, if you're not sure about the penalty, please ask again. But once you tell us yes or no, we're going to have to go with that, okay? Okay. You've been chosen 47 as the elected captain. Heads and tails. What's it going to be? Okay, he calls tails. It is a tails. You'll win the toss. You may defer to the second half. You may kick, receive, and defend the goal. Okay? Cony has won the toss.
Cony has won the toss.
Now you have the option to receive and defend the goal. Okay. Goal would you like to defend? Okay, put your backs to that flag, please.
You're going to take off from the clock.
Give it first. Now.
Eastern Maine football. I know we're ready, and I hope everybody out there is too. We're just going to go through a couple quick things here. Tonight's film crew is myself, Mark Baxter, along with Howard Kroll announcing. Bobby Beetham's going to be doing the stats for us. Eric and Pam Baxter will be doing the filming, and Shelley Gray, our all-purpose film crew assistant, is going to be doing pretty much everything left.
She is all-purpose, like you said, invaluable to the Page Employment team.
And we'd like to throw out some thanks also to, not only the fans that, frequent, our games, but also the people who allow us to bring you these games. It's been my pleasure and, my staff's pleasure to bring these games to everybody here in Eastern Maine. So on behalf of Page Employment and Seaboard Security, we'd like to take just a moment to thank Steve Van Edestein, Bangor's athletic director, and also Joe Nelson and the crew for being so accommodating to us so far this year.
Oh, they've been great. They've really accommodated everything we've done here, and we look forward to doing this in the future.
And we're getting ready here, Howard, to start this epic game this evening. We hope it's going to be a clash of, not so much of the Titans, perhaps one Titan against, little David and Goliath action happening out here this evening. But, anything's going to happen. Bangor's going to come out firing, and we know Cony will as well. And as we approach the kickoff, we've got number 43 for Cony, ready to kick off. Prentice back to field. A short little squib kick. Going to be fielded by the number 2 for Bangor.
He's off to
Number 2 is Tyler Heber. And as quick as that, we've got Heber, brings the ball back about 80 yards, and he's in. Touchdown. It took of all of 12 seconds, Howard, to get Bangor on the board.
Well, there goes the shutout.
7, as Bobby tells us, Bobby Beetham, our stats guy, you're always right on the ball, telling us 77-yard kickoff return, 12 seconds. We've got 6-0 Bangor.
Very impressive, Tyler Hebert, a senior. What a way to end your senior career here at Bangor High School on a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Now, squib kick, Howard, you wouldn't normally associate that with being something that's going to be ran back, but the squib went a little bit deeper than some of the upbacks, went all the way down to the primary kick returner, and he brought it back 77 for the touchdown. And Bangor tacks on the extra point. We've got 7-0 here with 11:48 left at Cameron Stadium. We're going to take a break.
During our lifetime, priorities change, and we begin to seek out products that enhance our lives. We move and we grow and come to realize what's truly important. We begin to understand the value of our time and see the results of investing wisely. Priorities change, standards don't. Paradigm Windows of Portland, Maine. Window solutions for life.
Available from Carefree Window and Siding Company. Call 989-4260.
In 1928, Bangor Tire was founded on simple concepts. Offer quality products, price them right with service second to none. Winter is right around the corner. Don't get caught without your snow tires. Get your snow treads mounted or pick up a new set now. And Bangor Tire will do a free Get Ready for Winter checkup. Make sure you're ready for winter's worst. And don't forget your car's finish. The Shine Shop will apply a professional hardened wax finish to protect it from the elements. Count on the folks you've trusted for 70 years. Bangor Tire Company.
Back here at Cameron Stadium, we're 12 seconds into this homecoming adventure against Cony Rams. Bangor leads 7-0. Howard, we had a kickoff approach by Kevin Koski from Cony. Puts that ball, a little squib kick up the middle. As we said before, the squib went a little bit deep for him. Fielded by Mr. Heber. 77 yards later, we've got 7-0.
7-0 in a hurry. Let's see what Cony can do here to try to get back into this game real early.
Real important here for Cony to maybe get something off this kickoff return, so get themselves in good field position so they can try to answer. Kickoff by Bangor. Short one as well, but again, that's going to reach the primary kick returners. Picked up by Cony. Takes around the outside, gets to about 30. Number 26 is Troy Pierce. He runs that back about 15 yards for Cony. Cony's going to start here, Howard. Looks like maybe the 29-yard line, their own 29. Talking to Coach Hines earlier, one of the things that they're going to do offensively is they're going to go from the double wing formation. Again, we talked about, we got a young quarterback under center. What do you think we're going to see here right away? They're going to put the ball up quickly, or they're going to try to, maybe sort of inoculate the young man to this game and, get some running game behind him?
From all indications from other games, they're a primary running team. So I look for the same here, but we'll see what they do here on the first play.
Number 7 is Chris Gay at quarterback. A little pitch to number 21. Gets some pretty good yardage there after about 4 yards, met by the Bangor defenseman, and number 21 is Ricky Brown. Good little carry for him there, Howard.
Good little carry. Got a few yards, a few positive yards.
It looks like number 30, Ben Payson, was in on that tackle. Now, Ben is somebody who gets a lot of airtime for us. Not only does he play on the offensive side of the ball at fullback for Bangor, but he does a lot of the linebacking duties for Bangor as well. Call that an Iron Man, don't we?
No doubt about it, and he's very popular with his teammates. There's a couple of them have said in their bios that he's their favorite player, so quite popular amongst his troops.
Tells you he's a young man of great character.
Got 2nd and 6.
Little pitch again, and a little dump on the inside there. Nice little play. Ball was pitched to the man in motion, number 21 for Cony, and he flips it to number 26. And number 26 is Troy Pierce, and they pick up about 3 on that one. It's a nice little play there, Howard.
Yeah, Trevor LaGrange and Kevin Flynn were on the tackle. Good combination to only give up 2 yards. We got 3rd and 4 from the 35.
There's going to be a big play here for both Cony and Bangor. If Cony can get that first down, obviously they're going to keep their drive alive. If Bangor can stuff them here, what wind we do have is in Cony's face, so I think Bangor might have a nice field position, again, if they can stop them on this possession.
Yes, this will be a key possession right here for Cony if they can get the first.
Ball is carried by number 21 around the outside. He's met by a host of Bangor players. We do see some dirty yellow laundry on the field here, though, Howard.
And we don't like to see that early in the game. Let's see, we got a holding on Cony.
There's going to be holding by Cony. The likelihood that they accept this, what do you think here?
I would be shocked if they...
That'd bring up 4th and 3 or 3rd and 13.
Bangor seems to...
see what they want to do here. And looks like they're going to be marching this thing off. And so Bangor has accepted, marching back, 3rd and about 13. Not, the way that Cony's run the ball the first couple times, they did pick up a few yards, but nowhere near the 13 they're going to need to pick up the first down here. So maybe Coach Hackett's thinking down there on the sideline, let's win the war of field position here.
True. They could stop them here. They're going to get 10 yards to the plus on field position if they do, in fact, don't get the first.
And you'd think that this is a throwing down, but we'll see what Cony has here in their arsenal to put the ball in the air.
Got a man in motion.
That's Mr. Pierce, number 26. Ball is given to the tailbacks. Breakthrough. Number 21. Again, that's Ricky Brown. Does a good job. Picks up a nice chunk of yards here. A good 10 yards. Maybe 8. But again, he's going to leave him pretty short here for the first down. It can be 4th down and about 8 here. So obviously punting situation.
Good stance by Bangor to come out and hold him to short yardage.
Heber and Prentice back to receive this punt. Now, after what Mr. Heber did on the kickoff, you might want to keep this punt away from him. But Prentice on the other side of him just as dangerous. And they are going to go at Heber. Good
nice
punt.
kick.
Gets over the top of his head. Takes a few steps back, fields the ball, and he's on the move. Nice little move there. Makes one miss, makes another miss, but doesn't make the 3rd and 4th guys miss. Number 42 for Cony was in on that tackle. And number 42 for Cony is Andrew Crochier. Nice play there by Cony. Heber did a good job keeping his feet moving. There just wasn't a lot of room to run. Now, Cony defensively, talking to Coach before the game, he says that they had a lot of success so far this year with not letting teams get around end on them. They throw a lot of people in the box, sometimes 7 times, sometimes 8 in the box. So we'll see what they do defensively.
We got a halfback pass.
Almost picked off by number 4 for Bangor. Number 4, that's going to be a senior. We know him. We call his name out many times. Number 4 is P.J. Dow. Almost in on the interception there. Got turned around a little bit. I don't think he really saw the ball that well.
He didn't. I think he was kind of impeded there on his catch.
A little pass interference. Brings up a nice first down. They tramp off about 15.
Yeah, Cony is definitely understaffed here. I think they've got less than 40 players on their roster, which is not typical for a school of their size. So
we take a look at Bangor sideline, and it looks like they've raided the entire Bangor area of young men. And the ball is given off to Prentice. Prentice makes one miss, makes another miss. It's going to be a race to the corner here. If he makes the corner, he's got it, and he does have the corner, and he takes it to pay dirt. We've got a 13-0 game here, Howard.
Very impressive run by Mike Prentice. Boy.
I mean, he took that ball up the gut. We talked about how Cony doesn't let him get around end. Instead of getting around end, he took him off tackle. He jumped it to the outside where he would normally be around. Big gain of about 58 yards.
Wow. He hit that corner and it was off to the races.
That young man has what we like to call some wheels.
Oh, no doubt about it.
And as Bangor gets set to attempt this extra point, number 14 for Bangor is Jordan Heath. Jordan's a junior. See if he can tack on another point here. Good rush by Cony, but Jordan does put it through. We've got 14-0 with 8:51. And as we get ready for the kickoff, we'll take a break.
For 30 years, Bangor families have had their eyeglass prescriptions filled at Bangor Optical Center on Mount Hope Avenue in Bangor. You will always find licensed opticians on duty at Bangor Optical Center, offering a tremendous selection of styles, and with the Bangor Optical Best Price Guarantee, you will be wearing the eyeglasses you need at the best price. Quality, value, service, and style. It's Bangor Optical Center, 336 Mount Hope Avenue in Bangor.
Northeastern Log Homes, the choice is yours. Choose from our premier or traditional home series. Pick from a wide variety of standard models, then use our free design services to create your ideal home. Or choose our camp and cabin series for that perfect getaway. Want to learn more? Give us a call at 1-800-624-2797.
Northeastern Log Homes, building your dreams from our experience.
Back here at Cameron Stadium where Bangor is up 14-0 over the visiting Cony Rams. And we've got number 45, Ryan Toomey, set for the kickoff. And number 21 and 26, respectively, for Cony receiving. That's Ricky Brown and Troy Pierce. Ball is going to be handled by Ricky Brown. Ricky bring this ball right up the gut. Couple nice blocks there, but met by number 30, Ben Payson.
Part of the welcoming committee from Bangor to introduce the young man to the Bangor area.
Absolutely. Taking a nice ride up here to Cameron Stadium to get meet by the whole kitchen sink there with Ben Payson. He hits, he brings it.
No doubt about it. Glad it was Ricky instead of me.
All right, so we know that Cony did have some success on the last play they ran, third down and a ton. Again, it was third down and a ton, so that might, be indicative of what we're looking at. But, they had some success on the ground. They didn't pick up a first down, but, some positive things happened for them in the last possession. See what they come out with here. Man in motion, number 21. Give it to the first man through. Picks up about 6 yards on that, Howard. A lot of misdirection in the backfield.
A lot of misdirection. Mike Prentice was in on the tackle. Cony is running pretty much the similar run formation, and that's pretty much what they typically have run all year. So for them to go away from that would be kind of not typical of the way they operate.
Cony runs out of that double wing formation. A lot of misdirection in the backfield. They got a little counter reverse that we saw on the first play, and they might be successful chewing up some yards because it is sort of hard to read as not only a lineman but a linebacker what's happening out there. Pierce in motion. Ball is given to number 21 up the middle. That's Brown. Brown's tearing off a big chunk of yardage. Prentice is going to chase him down. And the play is made by 28 Prentice and number 20 for Bangor. And we know that 20 for Bangor is Aaron Gallant.
Nice little run there.
There's a big gainer for Cony there, Howard.
Yeah, interesting formation that they ran with the inside handoff to pick up some good yardage.
Makes it difficult on those, the linebackers for Bangor. You got to try to be peering through not only your defensive line, but Cony's offensive line. And you get so much misdirection in the backfield. I imagine it's tough for those young men to pick up this ball.
I know it is for me. I'm sitting up here in the luxury box with you.
And it looks like Cony is going to take. Bangor is going to take a timeout. Coach Hackett can get after him a little bit, see what they can do defensively here. And as they break, we will too.
I came to Page Employment in May of 1965 when I was 19 years old. They found me a job which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I worked a total of 37 and a half years there. After retiring, I didn't want to sit around the house all the time, and I came back to Page, and they again found work for me.
Back here at Cameron Stadium, where Cony just picked up a big gainer by number 21, Brown, for 40 yards. Nice little gainer there, and we've got first down and 10, obviously, but we're sitting at about the 25-yard line here, Howard.
25-yard line with 7:56 left here in the first quarter.
Cony's trying to make something happen here offensively, knocking at the door. That's going to be handled by number 36, Pierce. Pretty much Brown and Pierce. Brown up the middle, Pierce to the side.
Yeah, we called out Ben Payson's name again, which is pretty typical for a Bangor game.
He picks up tackles every game pretty much in bunches.
Oh, he does. No doubt about it. Cony has got this interesting inside handoff flip, so they are, not a passing team by any stretch, but they keep you guessing, like you said earlier.
It's interesting to see how Cony lines up for their in their offensive huddle too. Back to the defenders, and then they come out. And here we go, Cony again, double wing formation. Brown in motion this time, giving it number 47. That's the fullback. He didn't gain much on that play. Number 47 for Cony is
Miles Whitlock.
Miles Whitlock,
senior.
And Miles, we talked about earlier, being one of their defenders that's been a two-time all-PTC second-team line selection on the defensive side of the ball. So you know that he's one of the defenders that they're going to be looking at, and got a little carry that way, that possession as well.
Nothing really on the gain. We've got 3rd and 6 from the 21 with the clock running at around 6:45 left here in the first quarter.
Not a bad call for Cony, though. Spread it out. Get 3 runners now that have seen some action with the ball. So now Bangor's going to do a little bit more guessing. Misdirection again. Quarterback keeper this time. Rolls out. Ball's put up in the air. And hard to tell on that one, Howard, if it was, the pass was overthrown or just underthrown. But it seemed like 2 Bangor defenders were the closest ones on that reception attempt.
Yeah, that was underthrown by quite a bit. Looked like he had a little room out there in the flat to possibly turn the ball up and try to pick the first down up on his feet, but step back and pass instead.
Not a bad idea. You get a chance to test that elbow, test it out quick for number 7, Chris Gay. Again, he's a junior that we talked about earlier that they've been working in. So it's nice. Now we got 4th down. This is they're going for it here. 4th down on Howard. Howard. I guess I was saying you were going for it on 4th down, Howard. I'm not sure if you take it around end or not. Gay back to pass. Ball's put up. Oh, just a bit overthrown, but I think that was there. The ball was put in good placement, and he threw it where he had to.
He did. It's good to see Cony try to exploit something out there that was the Bangor maybe not have picked up on, but. Bangor takes over in possession on the 21-yard line, headed in the other direction with 6:26 left.
Important possession here, Howard, for Cony to try to pick up a stop. Bangor's come out, they've only really had one offensive possession of the ball. Of course, we know that Heber ran the kickoff back, and, they ran 2 plays, and Prentice was gone. And it's Prentice on the handle again, cuts this thing back up to the middle. He's got 1 man to beat. He takes it to the outside. He stays on his feet. Nice stiff arm there by Mr. Prentice. It's a race to the corner. He makes the corner again, and we've got pay dirt. I'm pretty sure that side of the goal line is called Mike Prentice Lane at this point.
I would say. They're going to look at renaming some streets around here after this young man.
Tremendous run there from Prentice. I tell you, he does not take no for an answer. I said he had 1 man to beat, but he made a good juke, beat him. Host of Cony players came up to try to stop him. He beat them as well.
Yeah, that was a 79-yard run for pay dirt, like you said.
79 and 77-yard runs here for Mr. Prentice, doing a great job this evening.
He is tearing up some yardage.
And we're going to tack on the extra point. We do. We've got 21-0 here. As Bangor gets ready to kick this ball off, we'll take a short break and be back with you right after this.
Selection without service would be like sunshine without the warmth. Our jewelers have the experience and the tools to renew.
Back here at Cameron Stadium, where we've got Bangor on top of the visiting Cony Rams, 21-0. Another big run from scrimmage there, Howard, by Mike Prentice. 2 carries, 137 yards. Welcome to homecoming.
Oh, no doubt about it. Mike has definitely showed up tonight, and he's putting an exclamation point on his final game here at Cameron Stadium.
As I look around here at some of the Bangor crazies, they sure do appreciate the effort that Mr. Prentice and the rest of the Bangor Rams have shown this evening. Certainly worth the price of admission.
Definitely. Got to give some credit to the offensive line up front that made the holes for him.
Drive a small truck through there. And it's going to be a little squib kick. That ball is live, and we've got a scrum. This is going to be interesting to see who comes up with this ball, Howard. Nice play from Bangor. Just dropped that ball right in the middle.
Looks like Cony recovered the ball.
And they're certainly lucky to recover that. Nice play by Bangor there. Just kind of try to place that ball in the middle of Cony's kick return formation, see if they can come up with it. Cony does come up with it. And with that short kick, Cony does have, fairly decent field position here, sitting on the 35-yard line here, Howard.
Good field position. Let's see if they can repeat the last possession that they had and drive down the field.
They certainly were.
On the board.
They certainly were knocking on the door last possession. Again, we got the double wing formation. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of misdirection in the backfield. I really like what they do out of the backfield because, again, it's very difficult for these defenders to pick it up.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like what they do, but boy, their back's against the wall at this point.
And a little front shovel again, picks up about 2. I think Bangor's picking up on that just a little bit. One of the things that Bangor seems to be doing is if you can win the battle on the line, Bangor's defensive line shooting in there, pretty much making Cony's offense start that ball 2 yards behind scrimmage. And if you break it past the lineman for a 2-yard gain, you're still just back at scrimmage by the time the linebackers pull you down.
True. Guess who was in on that tackle? Ben Payson again with a little help from Kyle Oliver. Defensive tackle for Bangor High School.
Perfect. Gotta love that. Seniors coming out here, making things ring. And we got Cony. We got second down and about 8 here. Again, double wing. Man in motion. This time, Pierce. He's back to pass. Fakes to the flash. Tries to throw it deep. He's got number 21, Brown. Overthrown just a little bit. Nice job there defensively by number 40 for Bangor. And number 40 is Nick Payson. It's Payson 1 and Payson 2 here defensively here, Howard.
True. Nick Payson's a sophomore. Boy, Bangor's got a good future with him coming back for 2 more years.
Absolutely. Probably this something you want to see at home, them fighting for that outside position, maybe the inside position at the old dinner table.
Yeah, it's an interesting note. Nick's bio, he likes to watch TV and eat food. So,
absolutely.
He's a typical teenager.
I can certainly agree with that, those likes there. So we've got 3rd down and 8. Again, probably passing situation. Pierce in motion. Ball's going to be given to Brown up the middle. Brown picks up about 5 yards, and we're still going to be looking at 4th and probably a long 3.5, 4 here, Howard.
Cony's in a position they've got to kick. I mean, we got a lot of time left in the first quarter, let alone the game. Clock running with about 5 minutes left on the 42-yard line.
And if you're either Heber or Prentice back here to return, we've already had one broken, so you got to be licking your chops just a little bit. And probably Prentice wants this ball to be down so he has another chance at a long gainer.
Hey, Marshall wants to take a break.
Look at a short little kick, and it's going to be out of bounds. Not bad. Pick up, some field position there for Bangor, but a pretty safe kick for Cony. Got some good distance on the kick, and again, no return, so a long net.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's that's better than an onside kick at this point. You keep keeping the ball out of bounds so they can't touch it and return it. So Cony's defense is out on the field again. They're definitely working overtime this evening.
And I think a lot of people, as we look at Cony's defense, and a lot of people here in Eastern and Western Maine football, a lot of Iron Man things. I see Chris Gay is also a defensive back and does all their quarterback jobs as well. And we got back to pass. Sullivan lets this thing go. We got number 3 for Bangor. Oh, that was a nice touch on the ball there, Howard. Just a little bit overthrown for number 3 for Bangor, and that's Anthony DeRosa. But a nice play call from the sideline.
I like that. That spread the field out and kind of had Cony sitting back waiting for the run again. And, geez, if it could have put that ball just a little less, that would have been probably for another 6.
Nice tight spiral, though. Again, just a little bit overthrown, but just a nice ball. Put out a nice ball. Sometimes the best balls are incomplete balls, but it was a good ball there. So we got 2nd down and 10. See what Bangor does here. DeRosa, number 3, split to the left. And we've got Bangor out in the eye. First time we had a chance to talk about Bangor's formation that they hadn't taken it to the house. Giving that off to Prentice again. And brought down for maybe a gain of 1.
Nice defensive play there by Cony.
Yeah, it's 54 for Cony who's in on that play.
54. Let's see.
As we search for his name here on our sheets.
And shouldn't be too hard with 39 men on their roster.
That's Cody Meyer. Does a nice job shooting the gap and taking Prentice down for a gain of about 2. So we're looking at 3rd and 8 here for Bangor coming out. Look for Bangor again in the I formation. Pacing at fullback, Prentice at tail. And we got DeRosa split to the left. And Bangor also has a flanker to the right. Sullivan back. Little draw play to Prentice. Stays on his feet. And he was met, stayed on his feet, and then taken down by Cony. First man in on Cony for that play was, looks like number 47.
That's Miles Whitlock.
Again, that's the two-time all-conference player that we talked about earlier. He showed a little bit of why he's been on the all-conference team 2 years in a row. Nice play there.
Very nice play. South Bangor for the first time this evening.
Bangor, first time again, like you said, back to punt. P.J. Tao back to punt. Got some whistles on the field. Flag down. See what we have here. And Chris Gay for Cony is back to receive these kicks. It was a false start on Bangor, so that's going to back him up about 5. And again, Chris Gay, the only person back for Cony here to return this kick. P.J. Dow says, no problem. Give it to me again. Get up this jet stream, see if I can get off a boomer.
Yeah, the wind's definitely picking up here. We started at the very beginning of the game saying there was really no wind. Boy, how things change in Maine.
Nice ball, puts it up in the air, and there's Bangor. The ball is loose, and Bangor recovers that. I can tell you right now, though, Howard, Chris Gay was a man caught in a storm. He had no place to go. I'd be surprised if he saw anything other than the green of the field underneath him and the red of the storm of Bangor defenders attacking him in front.
Excellent play by Ricky Dexter, number 50 for Bangor, a junior. Covering the ball on the, looks like the 37-yard line.
Now, talking to Coach Hackett before the game, one of the things he did say was that, you want to take a look at their special teams. He was expecting some success with special teams, and thus far, they return a kickoff for a touchdown, and then with their punt recovery of that fumble, do a nice job again on special teams. 49 for Bangor in motion. Ball is going to be given off to Prentice. Prentice tries to take it up the middle. Still on his feet. He's going to try to take it around in, brings it back to the middle. Stays on his feet, will not go down. He's wrestled down finally by number 37 for Cony. Prentice will just not go down. And maybe it's 36, I'm sorry, for Cony. That's Pierce was in on that play. Took Chad Tobias. I'm throwing out all kinds of names here. Half these people are probably on the sideline saying thanks for the call there.
They probably retired those numbers at some point over at Cony.
Sometimes it's hard to pick up in the booth just how many people were in on that play for Cony because Prentice shaking and baking made so many people miss. Numbers are going by the wayside. Bangor out in the eye. Gives it to Heber, trying to take it out to the corner. He beats Gay around the side. It's going to be a race to the end of this end zone, and he's in. And a little misdirection there. Heber comes around in, takes it out. We got a touchdown and a 27-0 game. Bangor's advantage with 2:44 left here at Cameron, Howard.
Wow, that was a nice play. Tyler Hebert, senior, here in his last game. That's his second touchdown of the game. He's going on to further his education at a university or college unknown at this point. 5th year in organized football, so he's had a very good career here.
And he's certainly having a great homecoming game with 2 touchdowns. See if Bangor can tack on the extra point.
And they do.
4 for 4 on extra points here. We've got 27-0 Bangor over Cony Rams. And we had that extra point. We got what? 28. That's right, Howard. A little quick math from the booth. And as they get ready for the kickoff, we'll take a short break.
Hey, you hungry? Why don't you go to Angelo's? It's over there next to Radio City. He's got the best food in town. The stuff's delicious. He's got spaghetti. He's got lasagna. He's got salads. You gotta stay thin like me. He's got about 1 million items on the menu. You know why the food's so good? Because the owner's there all the time. He's got great pizza. Best pizza in town. 942-5553. 942-5553. Angelo's Pizzeria. Over on Hammond Street. It's the best food around. As the years go by, we all learn a little bit along the way. For the past 57 years, Page Employment has been matching great people with great jobs right here in the state of Maine. We think we're starting to get the hang of it.
Back here at Cameron Stadium with Bangor's 28-0 advantage. 2:44 remaining in the first quarter. And we've got Ryan Toomey back to do the kickoff honors for Bangor. And number 26, Pierce, and number 21, Brown, for the Cony Rams back to receive. Let's see if they let Toomey put a foot to this one. They almost had a recovery on the last kickoff opportunity. Toomey does let it go. Fielded by number 26, Pierce. Takes it up the gut. And I'll let you make this call defensively, but I can take a gander of who this might be.
Let's take a gander. I bet it's Ben Payson, number 50 for Bangor.
Number 30, Ben Payson in on the tackle. Nice job. I'll tell you what, he seems to be on every play defensively, Howard.
He was.
So
he
far
was and
he
he has. I call him number 50. He's actually number 30. I don't know if I'm...
He's a blur. He's out there. He's quick. He's moving around. Two numbers in one. Sometimes probably for the offensive side of the ball. It seems like Payston's two fellas out there. He covers a lot of ground, Howard. Cony's out here trying to get something happen in the double wing formation. And Bangor's not taking any chances. We got about 8 in the box for Bangor. Man in motion, given off to number 47 for Cony. And number 47 is Whitlock that we talked about earlier. Done a good job picking up a few yards there. He's a bull.
Yeah, he's picking up 2 or 3 yards a carry and, keeping the chains moving. Keeping that Bangor offense off the field.
Picked up about 4 there. And we're looking at about 2nd and 6. Nice job there for Cony. Nice little gainer. See what they can come back with here on 2nd down. And again, Bangor's not taking any chances. Cony hasn't been successful with a pass play yet. So it looks like they got about 8 in the box, a 5-3. They fake that little inside handoff, keeps it on the rollout, puts that ball up. Nice ball, almost intercepted by number 28, Mike Prentice, but a pretty good ball put on that by number 7, Chris Gay for Cony.
It was a nice design play. Had a blocker out in front in case he wanted to turn up field, but he had a guy he thought was open and took a chance.
Gotta like Coach Hines, willingness to try to put this ball in the air, see if they can get something happening.
Well, at this point, down 28-0, they need a score to get back in this game and get their morale up for one. Bangor's definitely dominated this game thus far.
Absolutely. One step at a time here. They're trying to see if they can maintain some sort of offensive possession here by getting their first down. And again, we got Cony out. Double wing. Oh, steps down. Quarterback. I was about to say quarterback keeper, but Brown, number 21, escapes through the middle and picks up a nice first down there, Howard.
Very nice. We had Nick Payson and Mike Prentice on that tackle.
Misdirection up there is catching us up here in the booth a little bit, Howard. Nice job there for Cony. Pick up this first down, exactly what they needed on this drive.
Nice to see him pick up a first down. Mike Prentice is going to graduate this year and go on to college for his education. His father played football at the University of Maine, so I wonder what he's going to do in his future. Football is in his
Be interesting to see what's in Mr. Prentice's future, because he certainly had a whale of a season so far this year. Brown on the carry, trying to move the pile there. Bangor does a nice job stiffening up, and that pile was going nowhere. Where that was Bangor defensive lineman doing a nice job on that play.
Yeah, it was not going nowhere on that play. Number 9 in the tackle, Kevin Flynn.
Got to be impressed with just the intensity level that Bangor's come out here. And up 28-0, you think, maybe a chance to get lackadaisical a little bit, but they're not. They're coming up their intensity level. Kids are flying around. Look down here on the sideline with the freshman JV and varsity players all out here. Gaggle of Bangor pride here on the sideline.
Oh, no doubt about it. I could have swore I saw half the Bangor population here at this game, just on the sidelines in uniform.
The mall may be empty this evening, but Cameron Stadium sure is not. And Gay on the rollout is going to be a keeper this time. Tries to take it around end. Met by Mr. Prentice. Picks up a nice gain there of about 7 yards on that play, Howard. Don't think it's going to be quite enough for a first down, but, we're going to be looking at about 3rd and maybe 2 or a long one.
A nice little pickup to move the ball. 3rd and short, like you mentioned.
That's a good call there coming around end, because they've showed that formation a couple times before, but the other 2 times he's rolled out around end and tried to throw that ball. This time he tucks it, picks up some good yardage. I imagine we'll see somebody up the gut on this one, Howard. Trying to just get enough to pick up this first down and keep the chains moving. But down 28-0, you think this might be 2-down territory? I'm not sure if they're going to get the playoff here with 1 and time. Not quite enough time to get the playoff there in the first quarter, but good chance to start off with some good momentum to start up the second quarter. But as we get ready to start the second quarter, we'll take a small break.
It's the Ceramic Hot Sale at Carpet One of Bangor, with hot savings on quality ceramic tile.
There's never been a better time to buy ceramic tile for your home.
Get hot savings on Dow Tile, Ceramica Uno, or Rotzi Tile, starting at $1.49 a square foot.
Take advantage of this special financing.
Plus, no payments and no interest for 6 months. All ceramic tile is backed by Carpet One's good-as-gold 1-year replacement warranty. When it comes to flooring, nobody does it better than Carpet One of Bangor.
Page Employment has been matching great people with great jobs right here in the state of Maine since 1945, making Page Employment Maine's oldest employment service. With that kind of experience, you can trust Page Employment to find the right job for you. We take the time to listen to your needs. So if you're ready to work, we're here to help, and there are no fees. Come see us today. Page Employment, 185 North Main Street in Brewer. Call us at 991-9615.
Back here at Cameron Stadium, we've got a really kind of a big third down opportunity here for Cony coming out. Good job so far on the defensive line for Bangor, stiffening pretty much all the first quarter. Who do we have on the defensive line for Bangor, Howard?
We've got a few seniors up there. We've got P.J. Dow, Kevin Flynn are both seniors, Danny Day, Trevor LaGrange, they're both seniors. Kevin Oliver's a junior. Linebackers are Brian Lever, Ben Payson, both seniors. Cornerbacks are Aaron Gallant, Jordan Heath, and Mike Prentice. And for strong safety is Nick Payson. So they've got seven seniors on this side of the ball. Playing an excellent game so far.
They've got about 7 seniors on the defensive line right now. The ball's given to Whitlock. It's going to be an interesting spot, but I don't think he made that, Howard.
I don't think he did either.
And like we talked about just before we went to break, you know, it's an old adage there. You know, you want to try to get behind your beef on the offensive line, see if you can pick up something there. But Bangor coming off the break in between quarters, stacked about 8 in the box. It looked like they had 6 on the line. There was nothing fooling them on that Whitlock carry.
No, they read that like a book. So looks like Cony's going to have to go for it here.
And like we said earlier, we figured it'd be 2 down territory, and it is. So we've got 4th and about 1. See what we can do here from the double wing formation for Cony. Ball's given off to Whitlock again, and I think he was stacked up again, Howard. I think that Bangor defense stiffened, and they're going to take this ball over on downs.
I don't know. It looks like he had a pretty decent spot. It's going to be close.
It's going to be an interesting spot here. To me, I got to tell you, Howard, though I am at an angle, looks like we're going to have to the chains. I think he's going to be a little bit short. But I've been wrong at least once before that I can remember.
I'll have to remember that when I do my stocks.
Being a teacher, you don't dabble in the stock market too often. Pretty much just the grocery store.
They pick up the first down.
And they do pick up the first down. So I guess that makes it twice I've been wrong here, Howard. I have to say that was that was a good spot by Mr. Kinney coming out with that spot. And we've got Cony picking up that first down. So doing a good job, moving these chains. Whitlock had 2 downs to pick up that 1.5 yards, and he did so.
Yeah, it's interesting. Same play as they ran on the third down to punch it over for that 2-foot movement of the chains.
Shows a lot of confidence in the offensive line that they can get it done, and they did. Got a man in motion, number 21, that's Brown. Ball's given to number 26, Pierce, up the middle. Pick up about 4.
Looks like Mike Prentice and number 9, Kevin Flynn on the tackle. Both seniors.
And you gotta like the way the defense is playing here for Bangor. They've picked the first down. They have had a couple big gainers. We say big gainers, 20, one run for 20 some odd, and then another for just over 40. But Bangor just seems to stiffen when they need to stiffen.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, they bend, but they don't break.
And again, we're looking at 8 in the box here for Bangor. The ball is pitched. That's Brown, number 21. Picks up a big chunk of yardage. Depending on this spot, they may have picked up the first down. Cony's doing a good job coming out here, showing some pride, keeping things going, and staying within themselves offensively too, Howard. That's a big thing here. You don't want to, with a young squad like they have, you don't want to get too crazy and trying to do too much all at once.
No, you don't. I mean, I know you're down 28-0, 4 possessions, but you still have to, keep the momentum going and try to get back in this game, or whatever it takes. If it means controlling the ball and moving the chains by running the ball, that's what you have to do. I mean, you can't give up at this point.
They were just a little bit short, so we got 3rd and about 1. Again, it's going to be 2 down territory. Brown in motion. This is a keeper by Gay. Gay around end, picks up the first, stays on his feet just a little bit, taken down by number 14 for Bangor. Nice gain for about 4 or 5 yards there in the first down, Howard.
Nice play. Jordan Heath, free safety for Bangor. Number 14 was in on the tackle. He's a junior. Jordan's also a big Jerry Rice fan, as well as a New England Patriot fan. So,
well, that's pretty much all we have left as New Englanders, the Patriots, after that heartbreaking loss last night by the Red Sox.
True, I'm still in mourning as we speak, so got to get something to take the numbness away. And
if you're a Bangor fan so far this evening, they're doing it for you.
No doubt about it. Yeah. Good things are happening here in Bangor.
Then we got Pierce in motion. Gay back to pass. Nice pass down in the flats. Wasn't able to be brought in by the Cony receiver, but a nice play coming out of the backfield there. Try to leak a man in the flat. You know, they've been doing a lot of stuff around end and send that guy in the flat. Had a chance to make the reception just a little bit, you know, out in front of him, or he wasn't able to handle the ball, but a nice play for Cony.
Good to see him mixing it up here. You know, they staying with the run probably isn't the best thing at this point. They've got to try to move the ball downfield, and if it means putting the ball in the air, then so be it.
You know, again, some good play calls coming from the sideline with Coach Hines. You know, they've been pretty stringent with what they were doing, you know, offensively with most of the run. Mix it up a little bit, throw it down. Maybe defensively for Bangor, they might loosen up a little bit. Pierce in motion. Ball is going to be given to, looks like number 21, Brown, up the gut. Pick up about maybe 3 yards. That's going to bring us to about 3rd down and 7 here, Howard.
3rd down and 7. Looks like Kyle Oliver was in on the tackle.
Defensively for Bangor, looks like they're getting comfortable with some of the action that's happening in the backfield because there's no one really jumping around. They're all staying in their positions, holding their own, and making plays as the ball carriers come in their area.
Yeah, they're not they're not giving anything up. I mean, you know, they're taking what Cony's giving them, and you know, they're definitely stopping them at every opportunity. So this is a big 3rd down play for Cony. 3rd and 8 from the 31.
And Gay back to pass, steps up in the pocket, does a nice job stepping up in the pocket, and we got a reception in the 1st down. Tremendous job there by Gay. Drops back, what we call a 7-step drop. Takes his time, stays in the pocket, steps up, and makes a nice pass right up the middle. Got 1st down.
Yeah, nice pass, nice completion to halfback number 26, Troy Pierce, the senior for Cony High School.
Now, one of the things you can't help but notice when you look at Bangor's defense is when they have number 4, P.J. Dow, in the defensive end position. He's got tremendous speed, and I would imagine, you know, if you want to send him off corner as a quarterback, you wouldn't want to see number 4, P.J. Dow, you know, bearing in on you from that end position.
No, he's got a lot of experience, you know, being a senior here in the Bangor football system, so he's well groomed for that position.
Pitch for Pierce, little inside handoff to Brown. Brown picks up about 3 on that play, and we've seen that a couple times before, and they seem to average 2-3 yards a carry on that.
Yeah, calling his name quite frequently. Kyle Oliver, he was in on the tackle again. Junior tackle for Bangor High School.
Nothing wrong with that. Bangor doing a good job, as we said, you know, defensively here tonight. Not only are they stiffening, and Cony hasn't scored yet, but this possession for Cony, though a positive possession for Cony, has taken off a lot of time here in the 2nd quarter. And down 28-0, you know, you want to be conserving as much time as you can. Brown's got 9 carries for 79 yards for Cony, so a good game so far this 1st half for Mr. Brown. Pierce in motion again. Going to be given off to number 47, Whitlock. Whitlock picks up about a long one. And that's all that it was doing there. Bangor defenseman is doing a nice job there. Number 53 for Bangor was in on that tackle. And number 53 is Eric Anderson. You just got to marvel at how well the Bangor defensive line plays. I mean, they do a great job up front, and let Mr. Payson as a linebacker and you know, Mr. Dow as a defensive end just fly around there and make plays happen.
It's true. When you can put pressure on the quarterback up the middle, your ends are going to look like gods because they're pretty much going to be one-on-one with you know, men undersized trying to contain them.
And they got 6 men on the line here for Bangor. Brown in motion. Gay back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Oh, he's going to be taken down by a host of Bangor players. First, we got number 53 in there on the tackle. And number 53, again, we just spoke of, Eric Anderson. And number 72, Danny Day in there as well. I tell you what, that was a big host of red coming down on Mr. Gay.
True. Danny D-Day Day. That's what he says in his bio.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's a senior. Going to move on to pursue his education in criminal justice, so we wish him the best of luck. Big Cowboy fan.
Make sure I relay him my license plate number. You see me speeding to try to get to one of these games in a few years there, just sort of wave and remember what we did for you up in the booth. Okay, so we've got Cony out here, 4th and a long, 10. Back to pass again. And it is reception by Pierce. He does keep on his feet, but I think he's going to be a bit short here, Howard. There are 26 Pierce on the reception.
Yeah, he's going to be a little bit short, but
Bangor
move the ball.
Bangor's DBs did a nice job there, forcing the Cony receivers underneath, knowing where that first down marker was, and Bangor is going to take over on downs.
Going to start from the 17-yard line and go the other way. So about 5:19 left here in the second quarter. Bangor's got the ball back.
It's probably the worst field position that Bangor's had. Again, field position hasn't necessarily been a factor, but we'll see if Cony can stiffen, or we'll see if Mr. Prentice can take one to the house again. And we've got a man in motion, number 49 for Bangor, given off to Prentice. Prentice follows Payson's block, stays on his feet. He's still on his feet. He's going to come around the corner, gets past Gay, still on his feet, and finally taken down at about the 50-yard line. And on cue, we call Prentice's name, and he picks up a strong 40 yards on that carry.
Game-saving tackle by Chad Tobis, number 36 for Cony High School. Like you mentioned, Mike Prentice, a senior from Bangor High School. He's putting up some big numbers in the first half.
I tell you right now, he's done a great job. Defensively, as a defender, you want to string it out. You want to try to force the man to the corner. They are forcing him to the corner, but he's keeping his feet, a couple little jukes, and he stays on his feet and picks up many yards after that, initial touch by the defender. And that carry was by Payson up the gut, picks up about 8. I tell you what, if I'm Mike Prentice as a tailback, I'm just happy as all can be running in behind Mr. Payson as he's making those blocks for me. Holding against Bangor, no big deal. It just means one of the running backs going to have to tear off one a little bit deeper. But how would you like to, run behind Mr. Payson, Howard?
Oh, I'd love it. I'm sure with my speed, I'd probably be on his back at this point, trying to pick up yardage.
You got to run behind somebody, right?
Well, if it's going to be anybody in Eastern Maine football, so be it, Mr. Payson.
May as well be him, absolutely. Bangor's offensive line consists of who this evening, Howard?
Let's go. Let's run that line down. We've got P.J. Dow, Danny Day, Rick Dexter, Eric Anderson, Trevor LaGrange, Kyle Oliver. And after this play, I'll get the offensive backfield and receivers.
And Bangor's out in the I formation. We got twins to the right. Sullivan back to pass. Nice ball put up again. He's got number 18, Bangor. We got a reception, and he's down to about the Cony 25-yard line. And number 18 for Bangor on that reception is Matt Cassidy, a senior. So we got Sullivan to Cassidy. Cassidy, a nice reception there for a senior.
Beautiful pass, beautiful catch. It's good to see mixing up here and giving a fellow senior a little bit of play time.
Cony did have some nice pressure there on Sullivan. Sullivan did a great job staying in with the pass. Locked on receiver, stayed in the pocket. Nice play, nice throw.
Very nice.
Bangor's offensive line has been nothing short of impressive. All the games that we've done for him so far this year. We got Prentice on the carry again. Picks up a nice gainer. There was a man around his ankle, broke that, picked it for another 3 yards.
It's like Dylan Shaw, number 39, was in on the tackle for Cony, a sophomore.
Now we had Bangor, a couple weeks ago against that big game in Skowhegan where Bangor won 17-0. And I got to tell you that the obvious strength for Bangor that game, besides their running game, was their offensive and defensive line play. And you just got to marvel at how these young men play on the line.
Oh, very dominating.
Payson on the carry, but we've got a flag down.
Let me take this opportunity to give you the offensive backfield for Bangor High School.
I'd be more than happy to listen.
Senior dominated. We got the quarterback Sean Sullivan, fullback Ben Payson, tailback Mike Prentice, halfback Tyler Heber. They're all seniors. And the lone junior is Anthony DeRosa. And it looks like all of these young men are going to further their education. So Bangor High School is not only putting out good athletes, but good student athletes, which goes a long way.
You're going to be commended for that as well, absolutely. A lot of opportunities out there. Go get your education and chase your dreams, young men. Okay, so we got Bangor out here again. We got second down and about 11. Payson on the carry. Keeps his feet. Strong young man. Takes up about 8 yards on that carry. And as Bangor gets set to run their next play, what we'd like to do is take just a quick opportunity to thank all those businesses and sponsors that allow us to bring you these Eastern Maine football games week after week. Our sponsors are Page Employment, Seaboard Security, Northeastern Log Homes, Quality Jewelers, Angelo's Pizzeria, Carpet One, Carefree Window and Siding, Bangor Tire, Bangor Optical, All American Painting. And we'll get back to them in just a minute. This ball is given off to Prentice. Prentice met at the line, keeps his feet, picks up maybe enough for a first down. And back to our sponsors here, Howard, as we're getting ready. We got Bangor Canvas, Commercial Screen Print and Embroidery, the Corner Store. And Gabby would like to say to these Bangor teams, great job to everybody. All the football players there from Mr. Gabby from the Corner Store. We familiar name here in Bangor football.
The legendary name here in Bangor.
And he stays Bangor, just goes up the street a little bit to Husson and doing a nice job up there as well.
It's excellent to see Husson pick up college football. It's great. Get these local guys to continue to play and get an education as well.
And ball's given off to Prentice. Prentice stays on his feet. That ball looks like it was loose a little bit, but I think he came back up with it.
Good frame of mind to recover the fumble. And
would that be a fortuitous recovery?
Well, being the educated that you are, I'm sure that's the right definition.
What's today? October 17th? That must be my word of the day. Nice job there for Bangor. And again, we'd like to take a shout out to those people who make this possible for us bringing this Eastern Maine football. You get a chance to visit our patrons and our sponsors. That'd be mostly appreciated. You know, give them just a little bit of nod and thank them for what they're doing for you to get these games on TV. And we got Sullivan under center. We got second and about 5. Bangor in the eye. Man in motion for Bangor, number 49. And we're going to be back to pass. Nice ball to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete, but a nice ball on Sullivan. He's got the touch working this evening.
He does, and I kind of like that corner play to Scott Hackett. That was a nice way to mix it up and try to get something out of rolling to his right. It's interesting to see Bangor up 28-0 to go for the end zone and try to punch one in.
You know, we're late here in the season. You got to keep everything working on all cylinders. You know, you're not trying to certainly run any score up or anything like that, but you got to stay sharp because you're sitting on the top of your division. You got to stay sharp. Got to have everything happening on all 4 cylinders, and that's just the way it happens to be. Yeah, the ball is going to be given off to Prentice. Prentice seemed to have lost his footing a little bit there, and he was taken down. And we're going to bring up a 4th down, Howard. Who was in there on tackle that time there, Howard? Looks like it was
like a Cony player.
A Cony player was in on the tackle. That would certainly be a good play. Number 32, Alan Goldhammer, seemed to be the one that met Prentice first on that play. So it's going to bring up a 4th down, and Bangor is going to go for the field goal here. And number 14 for Bangor does the kicking job, and that's Jordan Heath, and Mr. Sullivan holds. That ball's up. Looks like it's got the distance. Let's take a look at what we've got. And it's through. That's going to bring us 31-0 with 1:05 left here in the first half. And we're going to take a break. All right, back here at Cameron Field with Bangor on top, 31-0 over the Cony Rams here at homecoming. Now, you couldn't ask for anything more on homecoming night. Last home game of the season, 31-0 lead.
Very impressive thus far with 1:05 left in the first quarter. Cony's going to get the ball back and see what they can do from with 1:05 left.
Brown and Pierce back to receive. Kick is off. Looks like number 21, Brown, and that wasn't Pierce back there with him. It was their quarterback, Chris Gay. And Brown takes this ball back to about the 25-yard line, so we've got a minute even left on the clock here, Howard.
Well, Paul Russell was in on the tackle for Bangor High School. Give him a little shout. Like you said, a minute left here in the first half. Let's see what Cony's going to do. They're going to mix it up. They've attempted to move the ball downfield through the passing game, and it's hasn't been successful. But you got to take your hat off to them for at least attempting and seeing what they can produce.
And I imagine we're not going to see this ball being thrown in the air too much here with a minute left in the first half. Try to, grind it on the ground. If they can get a quick hitter, great. If not, go down 31-0. Certainly don't, have a turnover this side of the field. The ball is loose on the ground, but it is recovered by a Cony player. Now, as we approach about 50 seconds left here in the first half, I am looking forward to the halftime extravaganza that they have happened here at Bangor. We've got a lot of the Pee Wee Bangor football players that are going to be out here strutting their wares on the field, so we will bring some of those highlights to you here at halftime. It's just amazing what Bangor has done, with their football program. They get involved so young, and so many of them get involved early.
It's funny you mentioned that because Kevin Flynn was on that tackle. He's a senior. He's been playing organized football for 9 years. That's very impressive to be playing half probably your life out on the football field.
And it certainly shows because he's a tremendous athlete and a good football player. That ball is given to Whitlock up the middle. He picks up about 10 yards on the carry, and we're looking at about 3rd down and 3, but I think this clock is going to run out as we approach 5 seconds. And the clock is going to run out, and Bangor's going to go into the half with a 31-0 lead. We'll be back with you with a little Pee Wee Bangor highlights and some stats on the first half right after this.
There are times in our lives when the future just shines. Finding the right job is part of keeping that shine in our lives. Page Employment has been matching generations of Maine's great people with great jobs in a friendly and courteous manner. Let us help you find your dream job.
Bangor Beermen! We'll put you to the test! Bangor Rams are #1! Bangor, the best, oh yes!
For 30 years, Bangor families have had their eyeglass prescriptions filled at Bangor Optical Center on Mount Hope Avenue in Bangor. You will always find licensed opticians on duty at Bangor Optical Center, offering a tremendous selection of styles, and with the Bangor Optical Best Price Guarantee, you will be wearing the eyeglasses you need at the best price. Quality, value, service, and style. It's Bangor Optical Center, 336 Mount Hope Avenue in Bangor.
Guarantee is the president, and Mr. John Lynn is the timekeeper. Bangor Youth Football Cheerleaders. The advisor is Donna Lauer. The coach is Hillary Dubé. The assistants are Courtney Dowling and Amy Hamilton. The cheerleaders of Bangor Youth Football. Division. The Big Dogs, coached by Mr. Gomes and Mr. Doherty.
Hey, you hungry? Why don't you go to Angelo's? You know, it's over there next to Radio City. He's got the best food in town. The stuff's delicious. He's got spaghetti, he's got lasagna, he's got salads. You know, you gotta stay thin like me. He's got about 1 million items on the menu. You know why the food's so good? Because the owner's there all the time. He's got great pizza. Best pizza in town. 942-5553. 942-5553. Angelo's Pizzeria. Over on Hammond Street. Oh, it's the best food around.
Back here at Cameron Stadium, certainly enjoyed seeing some of those Pee Wee players out here strutting their wares this halftime, Howard.
Very impressive. Bangor always has an impressive junior league to the Pee Wee League to get these guys set to represent Bangor in their future years in high school.
And as we get ready to have the kickoff to start the second half, we're going to go through some of the first half stats. And we had, for rushing, we had Bangor with Mr. Prentice, 10 carries for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns. Payson, 1 carry for 7 yards. Heber, 1 carry for 23 yards and 1 touchdown. You know, obviously a big kickoff return there for that touchdown. And on the other side of the ball for Cony, Brown, 10 carries for 75 yards. Pierce, 5 carries for 17 yards. Whitlock, 6 carries for 15 yards, and quarterback Gay, 3 carries for 9 yards. And in passing, we have Cony, Gay, 2 receptions, 2 for 7 for 22 yards. Sullivan for Bangor, 1 for 3 for 34 yards, 1 big gainer, a nice streak down the sideline to senior number 18, Matt Cassidy, was on the interception on that one. So a nice job going right now, actually, Howard, for Bangor, picking up a ton of total yardage in the first half of 289 yards. Can't beat that.
No, very impressive. They definitely have showed up tonight and put a lot of points on the board here. 31 points in the first half, very impressive. You got to take your hat off to the offensive line of Bangor to have opened up the holes for the impressive amount of rushing yards that Bangor has. 249 yards in the first half. A lot of times teams would be happy with that in the total game. So,
absolutely. And like we mentioned a couple times in the first half, the offensive and defensive linemen, but of course it's going to be more prevalent on the offensive side of the ball right now with the yardage that's being put up by the backs for Bangor, have just done a tremendous job, not only today, but throughout the course of this year. Every time we come here, we praise the offensive, defensive line for Bangor to the hilt, but they deserve it. They've done a tremendous job.
They have. They're very well disciplined. They contain their opponents, and they've opened up some massive holes for their running backs to run through.
And as we approach the kickoff, Pearson Brown back to receive the kick. Going to be received by Brown. Takes this thing right up to the middle.
Wow.
And number 45, and that is, oddly enough, that's Ryan Toomey, who's also their kicker. So he kicks that ball and streaks up the middle, and there was a loud sound coming from that tackle.
Nice hit. Came right up the middle and stopped that play dead in its tracks.
It's a bit different, too, there, Bangor, where the kicker also becomes one of their gunners, and gunner being a streaker up the middle or up the sideline. Nice play there, defensive. Well, not obviously defensive, but for the special teams for Bangor.
Very impressive.
Ryan Toomey,
30-yard line.
Ryan Toomey with that big hit, and Cony comes out. Double wing formation. Pearson motion. Giving off to the up man. And I can't get a number on that, Howard, as I'm trying to check for our monitor. Looks like
Ben Payson was in on the tackle. I do know that.
And I don't know if that was Whitlock again. It was Whitlock on the carry, and he picks up about 7 yards. So it's going to be interesting to see here coming out halftime if Cony can get something happening, see if they can punch something in the end zone here.
Bangor's defense is dominated by seniors, and again, this is a homecoming, so we wish them well, and been an impressive first half thus far.
Gay on the keeper there. Fakes that handoff. It's going to be interesting on the spot to see if he's got enough for the first down.
Looks like Trevor LaGrange, another senior. Nose guard for Bangor is in on the tackle.
Now, Bangor's got 18 seniors that we talked about that's going to be vacating this program after this year, after this season. And but as we look down and we talk about the Pee Wee football that we saw at halftime, and we look down, we see the freshman squads dressed out, the JV squad dressed out, and of course the remainder of the squad happening here for Bangor. There's nothing but a bright and promising future.
Oh, no doubt about it. That's how you retool your troops, and every year Bangor is always a competitive club, and that's quite evident by looking at the sidelines. I mean, there's probably 70 young men out there ready to strap it on. So Bangor is definitely ready for the future. There's no doubt about it. They've got a good junior class that is quite good, I should say.
Quite capable, ready to go there and get it done. Absolutely.
You know, I mean, and then you got, like you said, this freshman class that's out here. I mean, there's probably 35 young men out here that are, I'm sure they're not going to get any playing time tonight, but they're on the sidelines getting the feel for this. This is a big evening.
Absolutely, and what an experience it's got to be on the sideline for homecoming, big game, tremendous team that the Bangor's fielding this year. So we've got Cony back on third down. They're looking to pass. Puts a lot of air on it. This is a good ball. I tell you what, that ball was not completed, but a nice job, a nice ball put up by Gabe Hines, and that's, again, coach's son. That's going to be the freshman. But I tell you, he had one chance to make that ball a reception. He threw the ball behind the receiver, and the only play that could have been made on that would have been the receiver coming back for the ball, though it wasn't incompletion. But a good ball thrown there by Cony.
Good ball. Kind of questionable play with 3rd and very short. We've got a 4th and short here.
They probably figure with a couple inches that they can just go back on 4th down and shove it. Shove it for a first down. But, again, we talk about those offensive and senior dominated defensive linemen. And it's going to be a yeoman's effort to pick up a first down here against them. And it's going to be given off to Pierce. And Pierce looks like he did avoid one tackle coming through the line and squirmed back to the left and looked like he got enough to pick up a first down.
It'll be interesting to see how they mark this. It's going to be, looks like he's a little short. We'll get a measurement to make the correct call.
I guess they did not give him that forward progress. Looked to me from here that he squirmed away from one tackler and got some progress. But, again, we don't look at the knees, so maybe the knees are down before he made that last lunge. It's going to be an interesting spot here also. That spot was fine, but an interesting measure to see if we got to have a first down or not.
If Cony didn't get this, Bangor's going to get a very good field position on the 40-yard line.
Some anxious young men on the field for both teams.
Just short.
And it is just shy, so Bangor is going to pick this ball up in tremendous field position, sitting on their own 40-yard line. That's a tough break for Cony not to be able to pick that up. But as Bangor comes out here, their starting group out there, again, we just talked about the defensive line. Offensive line, out there as well. What do we have for the offensive line coming out here, Howard?
Offensive line, we've got 3 seniors. I'm going to I'll call the lineup here right after this play.
And Bangor's out in the eye. We got flanker right and flanker left here for Bangor. Going to be given to Heber, number 2, coming through the middle. Picks up a nice chunk of yardage, about 7 yards on the play.
Okay, let me run down the lineup. P.J. Dow, senior tight end. Tackles, Danny Day, a senior. Other tackle is Kyle Oliver, Jr. Guards are Trevor LaGrange, a senior. The other guard is Ricky Dexter, Jr. Center is Eric Anderson. Quarterback, Sean Sullivan. Fullback, Ben Payson. Tailback, Mike Prentice. Halfback, Tyler Heber. And split end, Anthony DeRocha.
And we had twins to the right, number 40 for Bangor on the carry. I can see what the spot comes in here because this might be another change situation.
Looks like Nick Payson is back there filling in. Sophomore.
If it's not one, it's the other. The Payson boys are having quite an impact on this game.
No doubt about it. Like we mentioned, Bangor's program is definitely paying off here. You've got sophomores out here, starting. Very impressive.
And just shy of the first down, so we're going to have 3rd down and about 1. I don't think Bangor will hesitate to make this 2-down territory if at all necessary. Ball's going to be given off to Heber again, and he squirms his way through for about a 3-yard gain. That's going to bring up a first down. Now we talk, quite a bit about, the players on the Bangor team, the seniors obviously being homecoming game. But how about giving a shout out here this evening to all those parents? And I'll tell you what, parents are obviously a big reason why these kids are out here, and through Pee Wee and all the way through, through where they are right now at the varsity level here at homecoming,
It's a big commitment. Any way you look at it, these kids want to do extracurricular activities, and the parents are there to back them up and make them well-rounded young people.
And on behalf of this film crew here, we certainly like to send out our congratulations and thanks to all those parents who give up, their time and of themselves to help out their kids. And certainly, if you're a Bangor parent, it's well worth it this evening with Bangor on top, 31-0, with just under 9 minutes shy here in the 3rd quarter.
Very true. Ball in 28, 2nd and 10. Bangor is moving the ball with ease at this point. We'll see what they can do. Looks like the man to
and again,
sides.
We've got flankers to both sides, left and to the right. Number 3 for Bangor, split to our end, given off to Heber. Heber does a nice job shedding 2 tackles, stays on his feet, bounces around in. I think he's going to make it. It's going to be interesting to see if he got that pylon.
It looks like he's a little short.
They say no, just shy.
Wow.
Just shy, but a great effort by Heber coming around end on that.
Excellent effort.
He was pretty much stopped for all intents and purposes after about a 5-yard game. Kept his feet churning. Was going down, puts his hand out. A nice drill, I'm sure that they do, pretty much every day with those running backs. Running with one hand on the ground, keeps his feet, pops back up to his feet, and made a valiant effort to try to get to that goal line. Comes up just shy, but a great play by Mr. Heber.
Yeah, kind of reminiscent of his football hero, Barry Sanders.
Absolutely. Keep him churning. And the ball is going to be given to Heber again. If first you don't succeed, try. try again, and he's in. Right now we're looking at a 37-0 score and see if we can tack on the extra point. And again, number 14 for Bangor, and 14 is Jordan Heath that does all the kicking responsibilities. As far as field goals and extra points, see if he can tack on this extra point.
Bangor's been successful each time that they've tried to punch it in for a touchdown or field goal. So Jordan's 100% today.
And hold by Sullivan. That ball is up and good. We've got 38-0. And as we get ready for Bangor's kickoff, we'll take a short break and be back with you right after this.
Selection without service would be like sunshine without the warmth. Our jewelers have the experience and the tools to renew, repair, or even create jewelry with the warmth of real quality. We're Quality Jewelers. Browse in our new, larger location across from the Fleet Bank building on Exchange Street in downtown Bangor. As the years go by, we all learn a little bit along the way. For the past 57 years, Page Employment has been matching great people with great jobs right here in the state of Maine. We think we're starting to get the hang of it.
Back here at Cameron Stadium with Bangor on top, 38-0. Howard, we're looking at the cheerleading squad for Bangor, both JV and varsity out here representing their school on homecoming, and a great job that they've done all year and this year. So to both the cheerleading squad, coaches, and their parents, we'd like to give a thanks and congratulations out to you on this season.
Hear, hear.
And Bangor's getting ready to have a kickoff here, up 38-0, doing just a tremendous job this evening on homecoming night. And the ball is going to be fielded by Cony, taking it right up the middle. Does a nice job keeping it on his feet. Got some extra yardage there, brings it out to about the 41-yard line. It's probably the longest kick return of any sort that Cony's had this evening. Does a nice job keeping his feet and taking that ball right up the middle.
In on the tackle was Mike Prentice, along with a couple of his fellow Rams. Again, Mike's a senior, and he's put up some very big numbers, very impressive numbers for Bangor tonight.
Fellow senior Hebert took over the tailback responsibilities on that last drive. So Prentice figures, if I can't get in on the ball touches offensively, I'll do some things defensively.
It's good to see some of these guys, playing both ways and being out on the on special teams.
Absolutely. Doing a good job here. And again, we talked that Coach Hackett said special teams would have to be a key, and thus far they've done a great job with it. Come out again with 8 in the box there defensively for Bangor. 21 in motion. And he's taken down after about 3 yards, and that's Brown again, of course, on the carry. He's getting close to 100 yards so far on the evening with his carry. He's done a nice job. Yeoman's effort here for Cony this evening.
Sure. In on the tackle was senior Brian Lever. Brian's going to college, preferably LSU or UCLA.
Get out of some of this cold winter that we're experiencing right now.
Amen to that. His favorite player is fellow teammate Ben Payson. So
that's one of the people we mentioned earlier, I guess, then, that says that Mr. Payson is their favorite player. Gotta love these stat sheets we have. It's a nice insight. We get a chance to take a look at what these kids are feeling, favorite players, favorite people, nicknames. Some of the nicknames are pretty impressive to take a look at, Howard.
Yeah, I kind of like some of the mixing up these guys do.
And a nice play there by Cony. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. And we're going to be looking at about 4 yards to see if they can get these chains moving.
And on the tackle was Ben Payson and Jordan Heath. Sharing the duties.
Mr. Payson again, I imagine say he's got around a baker's dozen of tackles so far this evening.
I dare say you're right.
All right, well, Cony comes out looking at about 3rd down and 4. See if they can keep these chains moving. Cony's not giving up. They're just churning away. They're staying with their game plan. With that double wing formation, a lot of movement in the backfield. Ball's given to number 21 again. And he's stacked up after about a yard and a half gain. And number 21 again is Ricky Brown. Doing a nice job there for Cony, but this defense for Bangor, awful stingy.
Yeah, Ben Payson again on the tackle. I feel like this is Groundhog Day. I've said the guy's name probably 30 times so far, and we're not even in the 4th quarter yet.
I'm sure that Bill Murray would like you giving him a plug here on the radio. We'll see if we can't get any endorsement cash for that. But Cony's not going to go for it on 4th down here. They are going to set back and punt. And number 28, Mike Prentice, back to receive this punt. Whitlock is kicking this ball. Does a good job. Nothing doing with having Mr. Prentice return this ball. He kicks that thing right out of bounds. We do have some of that yellow laundry out on the field here, though, again.
Most of the time, this is an indication of a little quick on the trigger movement, I would say.
Absolutely, you're right. And I think Bangor's going to say, let's do it again. See if we can get Mr. Prentice to return this one.
Kind of smart of Cony to kick it out of bounds and keep it away from him.
Absolutely.
Regardless of the field position, it takes away that potential return that he's been so famous for this year.
You're going to want to check his jersey for some sort of salve because he is awful tough to bring down.
No doubt about it. Putting up big numbers tonight. And again, his homecoming game as a senior, so looks like he's being replaced by
Mr. Hebert.
Mr. Hebert.
And also number 3, Anthony DeRosa. So give them, see if they can get a chance to return some of these. And we remember Hebert from the opening kickoff returned that thing 77 yards for a touchdown. So I don't think Conan's going to want him to touch it either. They do angle this towards DeRosa. And let's see if it's going to have a chance to return it. He does pick it up. Makes a great move along the sideline. Wow. He's on his feet. He's still coming. Great job to make that first Cony defender miss.
Excellent job. I thought he was out of bounds, but you can't see with the mass of Bangor Ram freshmen that are along the sideline down there.
Little Barishnikov maneuver over on the sideline. Keeps toes just a dancing and picks up a nice 15-yard gain on that.
Gets the ball up to the 44-yard line with 6:12 left here in the third quarter with a 38-0 lead.
If this is your last game, home game, regular season game, homecoming game at that, as a senior, you got to be awful happy at what's happening as Nick Payson carries the ball for about a first down, 10 yards on the carry.
You got to be happy for these young men. Alan Goldhammer, we haven't called his name much tonight, sophomore for the Cony Rams on the tackle. And I'm very, very happy for these young men.
Goldhammer, the cousin of Notorious Goldfinger of the James Bond films. No?
It's I didn't realize he was from Maine. Augusta.
Well,
at that.
Some of the evil villains, they sneak across the Maine borders. And we've got number 3, DeRosa. No, that's Heber on the carry. Number 2, he's taking this thing up the sideline, keeps his feet. Nice carry there for about 17 yards. Nice job on the carry there. And Bangor just keeps plugging away with you. If you got Prentice out, you got Heber backing him up, and you don't lose too many steps with Heber coming onto this field.
He's got some quick wheels around the corner to turn it up and move the ball for positive yardage.
Now we've got a second here, Howard. See if we can run down again who we have for seniors on this Bangor football team. We're piecemeal a few names together as we're trying to go along, call this action. We've got twins to the right for Bangor in an I formation. Given to Nick Payson, first man through, fullback position.
Okay, let me run down that senior-dominated offense. P.J. Dowd, Danny Day, Trevor LaGrange, Tyler Hebert, Sean Sullivan, Ben Payson, Mike Prentice are all seniors. Remaining players on the offensive side of the ball that are underclassmen, Ricky Dexter, Eric Anderson, Kyle Oliver, and Anthony DeRosa. So,
and Nick Payson in there right now, too, as number 40, the fullback. He's a sophomore, I believe.
He is. Getting some good reps tonight.
Absolutely. He'll be getting a lot of those next year, I imagine. And Hebert does a great job keeping his feet. Makes 2 Cony players who were down trying to shoot the gap miss, jumps right over the top of them, picks up a nice gain, and we're going to move the chains.
True. And on the tackle was number 39, Dylan Shaw, a sophomore for Cony.
A little premature, I guess, on that movement of the chains. They're going to be just shy. But a nice 9-yard gain at that.
Well, nothing wrong with that if you're Bangor.
They just keep these things moving. Again, we can't talk enough about the offensive line for Bangor. When it seems like when they're on defense, we talk about the defensive line and linebacking crew. When they're on offense, again, of course, we have to talk about the running backs. But we talk about them why? Because the offensive line is making such gaping holes for them to run through.
Very much, very impressive. Both sides of the ball, Bangor it's definitely dominated the line of scrimmage.
And they did move the chains on the last one. So that first gain, Nick Payson picks up about 3 yards. That's going to bring down 3rd and 7. Sullivan does a great job at quarterback. He doesn't do anything fancy, nothing out of the ordinary, but comes out, he runs the squad real well, keeps his composure about him, and his friends and teammates around him react well to his leadership.
Oh, no doubt about it. They seem to respond to to whatever plays he's out there, and they execute very nicely.
He's a humble young man. Got a chance to talk to him a few times after some big games and some big wins here at Cameron, and doesn't want to do anything but give everybody else some credit.
Nothing wrong with that. That's a good sign of a good leader.
And Heber on the pitch. Tries to carry this ball, a little stutter step. Nothing doing. Good job there defensively for Cony. It looks like they might have actually stopped Bangor for a 1 or 2 yard loss on that one.
Very nice. Alan Goldhammer in on that tackle again. One interesting note about Bangor's senior class, most of them are going to continue on with their education, which is excellent. I strongly encourage these young men to, further pursue their educational ambitions, whether it be a military stint prior to that and then going to college. Education is worth every second you put into it.
Absolutely, and that's great to see these people wanting to go on. That's probably a credit to themselves and family, and probably the great teaching staff they have over there at Bangor. Sullivan back to pass. Great ball put on this and received by number 4. And we always know that number 4 is P.J. Dow. P.J. Dow, another senior, and a great reception for a touchdown.
That's excellent. See P.J. haul one in for a touchdown. He comes from a long line of relatives that played football for Bangor High School. His father, grandfather, and an array of uncles. So hat goes out to P.J. for hauling one in.
And see if we can't tack on this extra point with Sullivan doing the holding. And that kick is up and through by Mr. Heath. He's been pretty much dead on all night. And as we got Bangor on top, 45-0 over the visiting Cony Rams, we'll take a break.
It's the Ceramic Hot Sale at Carpet One of Bangor with hot savings on quality ceramic tile.
There's never been a better time to buy ceramic tile for your home.
Get hot savings on Dow Tile, Ceramica Uno, or Rotzi Tile, starting at $1.49 a square foot.
Take advantage of this special financing.
Plus, no payments and no interest for 6 months. All ceramic tile is backed by Carpet One's good-as-gold 1-year replacement warranty. When it comes to flooring, nobody does it better than Carpet One of Bangor.
Back here at Cameron Stadium, 3 minutes and 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Bangor with a rather commanding 45-0 lead over the visiting Cony Rams. And set to kick off here for Bangor on homecoming evening. Number 45.
Ryan
and that's
Toomey.
Ryan Toomey. Let's see if Toomey can imitate the great hit that he made just a couple kickoffs ago. He's back to kick. And the ball's in play. Cony receives the ball, takes this ball, tries to get it back up the middle, and shooting through again. Right on cue was Toomey to trip him up. And a little bit of help from his friends after that first hit, but the ball carrier for Cony wasn't going to go too far after that hit by Toomey.
Ben Chabot wasn't going to go very far, sophomore for Cony. So good field position nonetheless, but when you get the kicker in there making those tackles, boy, it says a lot about your special teams.
Just love the way how Toomey kicks the ball off and is the gunner right up the middle and has been the first person in on the tackle of the last couple times he's kicked the ball. Love that. Something different, and I really liked seeing it.
I do too. I do too.
All right, Bangor's out here. Sitting again. We're looking at about 8 in the box. A great job defensively thus far this evening. And nice job there by Cony keeping their feet and see if they might have picked up a first down. And Kevin Flynn is the defensive end on this side of the ball, on closest to our booth. Does a great job out there defensively at that end position. Does not get hooked by any of the tight ends for Cony. Funnels everything to the inside. Doesn't let anything happen to the outside. Good job, with the positioning. Got locked up there in a bit of a scrum with a tight end on the last play. Does a great job defensively for him. Their bookends at defensive end between Dow and Flynn do a tremendous job for him.
They do. Not much gets around them. Nice little run there by sophomore Alan Goldhammer for the Cony Rams, getting in some reps tonight. If Cony can take anything away from this game, it's experience against a dominating Bangor Rams team tonight. They are showing why they are on top of the conference.
Oh, you're just running into a buzzsaw this evening. 5-1 coming in. Coming off some great wins with a 17-0 win over Skowhegan. 21-0 win last week. They're just playing. They're just on top of their game, and to be, homecoming and senior night at that, it's a tough situation for Cony to come in and play here at Cameron Stadium this evening. Cony keeps plugging away, coming out here in the double wing again. That's Whitfield in motion. And the ball's thrown up. Looks to me like, it's going to be interesting to see if Prentice came down with this. And Mike Prentice did come down with that ball. And, here he is. He scored some touchdowns on the ground and comes up with an interception here defensively.
Yeah, he just took the ball right out of Ryan Goldhammer's hands and takes over possession.
And we keep talking again about some of these seniors that are going on. I just got to think to myself that, Mike Prentice has an opportunity to play at the next level with a lot of the skills that he has, whether it be offensively or defensively.
It'd be nice to see him continue the legacy. His father played at the University of Maine, and Mike is going on to college, so we wish him well.
And the ball is going to be handled by Heber again. And nice play by number 53 down there for Cony. And number 53 by my count is Kyle Pullen. Does a great job there defensively. Stays at home, wraps up. And we'll see what Bangor comes out with here. Looks like he lost just a little bit, maybe half a yard or so. Regroup, come right back at him again. Cony stiffens up on that play, though, Howard. Nice job defensively.
Nice. Very nice. Like I said, a bunch of underclassmen on the defensive side of the ball for Cony and getting some valuable experience this evening.
And back in the I formation. Give off to Heber again. Keeps it churning. He's going to be on the bottom of a large pile there of Cony defenders.
Picked up a couple yards on that. Keeps the clock moving.
Absolutely. Classy move here by Bangor. You're not going to try to embarrass anybody, but you're certainly not going to go away from what you want to do. So they're going to run Heber to the right, Heber to the left. Pick it up if you can. If not, we'll punt and play D, because obviously our D has been successful so far this evening.
Yeah, Cony's been able to execute a few plays here and there, but haven't been able to put anything in the end zone.
Balls give off to Heber again. He maybe lost a yard on that play. And we're going to try to get you, some of the names of these subs that are coming in and off the field as quickly as we can, and as they come off, on and off rather quickly. So we'll do what we can to get you the names of some of these young men that are running on and off the field. And number 4 is back to kick, and we know that's P.J. Dow back, get ready to kick. And Mike Prentice, number 28, is the up back here, calling out the cadence. Going to have a timeout for Bangor. And as Bangor takes a timeout, we're going to take a timeout as well and be back with you right after this.
I came to Page Employment in May of 1965 when I was 19 years old. They found me a job which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I worked a total of 37 and a half years there. After retiring, I didn't want to sit around the house all the time, and I came back to Page, and they again found work for me.
Selection without service would be like sunshine without the warmth. Our jewelers have the experience and the tools to renew, repair, or even create jewelry with the warmth of real quality. We're Quality Jewelers. Browse in our new, larger location across from the Fleet Bank building on Exchange Street in downtown Bangor.
Bangor set to punt. P.J. Dow, number 4. Going to release this ball to number 7 for Cony, Chris Gay. Cony with a nice rush there. Dow gets away a high hanging ball. This ball is likely not to be returned. And almost down by number 51 for Bangor. Slipped through his hands. And number 9 for Bangor, Mr. Kevin Flynn downs that ball at about the 40-yard line. Nice punt there for Dow, for Bangor.
Very nice. Kevin Flynn on the stops the ball from rolling. Gives the ball to Cony around the 37-yard line, 38-yard line.
And it looks like we've got number 14, Jordan Heath, is in there defensively, along with Mike Prentice, and number 40, Nick Payson. Number 17 defensively is Brian Lever, and he's a senior. Coming out here, taking over some linebacking position. And number 30, obviously, we know that's Ben Payson. And we still have got number 9, senior, Kevin Flynn in there as well. And number 25, Joshua Hahn, is going to be your other defensive end for Bangor, seeing some action as a senior. Number 66 for Bangor is Chris Hobbs. Going to be playing some nose tackle position there for Bangor as a senior.
Chris is going to go in the Army after he gets done with high school, so we wish him well serving the the great country that we have.